book is I'll admit I haven't finished it. I'm probably about halfway through. I'm a very, very slow reader, but I absolutely love this book.
This book?
Yeah, that book. That book. So for those who haven't listened to the wonderful episode from last year, just give us a rundown. What is V Life about?
V Life is the story of Sugar Bernstein. She was a New York creative director, and at the beginning of the book, the love of her life is dead, and she reluctantly has been turned into a vampire. So she does what anyone would do. She takes off in an RV and tries to outrun evil and Jewish guilt, and has some success with it, and not so much with other parts of it. So, she's on her own. She's got to figure out all the rules of V life, which could be vampire or van life, actually. And yeah, there's a whole world out there she had no idea about. And it's been interesting because some readers have said I shouldn't call it a vampire book because it's very much about being human, but that's what it is.
Well, that's cool. No, because you've got two sides of it, and look, I'm one of those people that love to do things differently. I've said that a million times. So, a different look at vampires, even from a more human perspective or a former human perspective, is a really cool idea.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of logistics involved in existing that way, especially if you try to keep in touch with your family, which I don't recommend.
Yeah, I don't see that going down very well.
Mm-mm.
Well, I think that's a really good way to take, because we're living in a world where at the moment, the zombie tropes all been done. 6 Ways from Sunday. We've got werewolves are making a comeback. There's a new movie just came out called Werewolves with Frank Grillo, which I watched, which was actually really good. And then like vampires, as you say, I'm 42, and there hasn't been a time in my life where there hasn't been something about vampires in the written or visual media, like a TV show or a movie or a book or anything like that.
Right.
And I think I obviously haven't read the book yet, but in just your brief description there, it does. I think I can agree with that person who said, from what you say, it does sound like more of a human tale than an actual a human that just happens to be a vampire, but obviously, like you say, reluctantly, and having to navigate that whole world by herself, and just kind of picking things up as she goes. So I think that's as I said, haven't read a single page of it, but I'm definitely very, very interested. And I think that's definitely a fresh take, and that's what we need.
Well, yeah, thank you. It was a strange endeavor for me. I had never thought that I'd be writing a vampire book, but I did spend a couple years living in an RV. And when I did it, I thought, well, this would be like a really smart lifestyle for a vampire, because people wouldn't notice that you're not aging. There's just like a lot of day-to-day things that people wouldn't notice that you could kind of get away with. And so that had been in my head, and I still didn't know how to tackle it. And it wasn't until I based it so deep in reality that it all made sense to me. So
that's awesome. Yeah, well, guys, you can go back and listen to the full interview. I'll probably put the link down in the show notes because we did do a deep dive of it, and I'm sure Ryan would want to have you back on again.
Definitely.
Well, the next book is going to come out, hopefully, I'm hoping this summer. I'm on my third edit now.
Okay.
Nice. All right.
So the next book in this series, and one of the reasons I'm thrilled to be on this show is I'm threatening to take the third book to Australia.
Oh.
And honestly, the only thing stopping me is I never write about a place that I've never been. And I've never been to Australia. And I literally yesterday looked at airfare, and it's a commitment.
Yeah. Well, it's a long flight too.
Yeah.
And it's like a Royal Rumble out here with the amount of animals we've got that can kill you. So, vampires will fit right in.
Yeah.
Well, she needs to get away. She needs to get far away. And so that it just made sense. Yeah. She wouldn't have to learn another language.
Oh, sort of. It depends how far
But
you go.
yeah, I mean, in this book, in the second book, she's going into the deep south, so there's another
Okay.
language there as
Yeah.
well.
Well, you've got two what do they call it? Like consultants if you need it.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, our last guest, yeah, she's from Florida, and we are comparing the alligators over there to everything over here and all that. So it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Um, so where can people get it? Where can people buy V Life? Isn't there I
Okay,
heard there's like a
so
special sale on for Australians.
that is it. There's a special sale on for Australians, and how many times you get to say that? Um, BookBub, if you're familiar, if you know, you know,
Yep.
BookBub is a really prominent book site, and to get one of their featured deals just doesn't happen. I've been applying and applying and applying for like 2 years, and I just got approved. And it starts Monday. It's going to be January 20th to the 26th, going to be 40% off for Australians, just for Australians. That is the deal. You don't have to show a driver's license, just go on Amazon. It's all on Amazon. And it's V Life Honey Parker. And there's a hyphen in V Life.
No, I'll put that down in the show notes. So you guys, when this episode drops, you got about 5 days left. 5 days left to grab it and really grab it.
Run,
Ryan,
run,
Ryan
don't
will
walk.
Ryan will grab it straight away.
Oh, definitely.
It'll be right up your alley, Ryan. It will.
Yeah, I love me a good vampire story, and anything new, and the way that you described it just got me interested. So I'll be definitely picking it up.
You know how in Marvel movies, Ryan, every movie starts with a super, like the villain at the start?
Yep.
Exactly how this book starts.
Oh, excellent.
And I
Well,
love
there
that
you go.
trope. I love that trope.
Thank you. Book 2 has an interesting tweak
Uh,
on that setup.
awesome. We'll definitely get you back on for that.
Thank
Definitely.
you. Yeah, I mean, happily on Amazon, I'm up to about, as of the second, I think I'm 92 reviews so far on Amazon,
Wow.
and I'm at 4.8 stars. So people are liking it.
And the ones that
That's
didn't were vampires.
Like, don't give away our secrets.
Exactly. Divulging the
We're
ancient
so
secret.
mad.
It's Dracula going, "You got my lore wrong."
So many facts are wrong
Yeah.
on social. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, that's it. Cool. Well, thanks again. I'm sorry we can't keep you for long, but we'll definitely get you back on
I thank you
again.
so much for having me.
And yeah, no, like
Awesome.
we said, we're here to support authors. So guys, if you're listening, reach out. Like we'd love to do little promos and that, and especially to support, independent authors and authors that aren't a part of the big conglomerates that pump out the stuff that's, how do you call it? Like the same thing over and over.
Formula.
Formula. That's the word.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you again, Honey Parker. We'll
Thank
talk
you
soon.
again, gentlemen. Happy
Thank you.
2025.